So, man, James Gunn is just the gift that keeps on giving, except for when it comes to Peacemaker episodes. He won't give us any of that shit. But he this week talked a little bit about the revised DCU timeline and how basically they have like a 10-year arc that they're trying to tell.
Oh, really? Did he give any details?
No, it's more of he was on a podcast and he was answering some questions about how, the timeline has evolved a bit since they first put out that Gods and Monsters preview. And, he kind of stuck to his guns. Ha, pun intended. Give it to me.
Oh, fuck.
He stuck to his guns about how, if there's not a script that I love, we're not going to shoot the thing, right? And that's kind of why some of the items that were on that initial listing, like the Authority and things like that, they don't have a script that they think is going to be successful, so they're not making it. And some projects have been pushed back. Some are on the back burner. Some have been pulled forward. A lot of people didn't think that, year 2 of Gods and Monsters was going to be Supergirl and Clayface. Yeah. But that's where we're at,
Yeah, I don't even think those were on the original docket.
Clayface was.
Okay.
But, yeah, I mean, just looking at that, I mean, and then we've got, probably Batman the year after that, and I don't know what the other movie is.
So it's Brave and the Bold.
Yeah, Brave and the Bold.
And I think Swamp Thing is along with the Authorities in terms of it being shelved.
So we don't know what that other movie would be yet.
I don't believe so.
And then, they're going to have Elseworlds, Matt Reeves, Batman.
Yep. Remind me, what did they say Clayface was? Is that part of the DCU?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, they said that Clayface is actually going to be the first look at Gotham.
Ooh.
Of the DCU's Gotham.
So this then is going to have to be taking place in like a previous time period because we've already seen Clayface in the DCU. I'm assuming this is an origin story for Clayface of sorts.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Or it may not.
It may not. Also, we just on the same note of Clayface, like in the little teaser that was posted for some time ago, or like some, release set photos, like some internet sleuths have really been doing their job. There's a picture of like the Flying Graysons in the background.
Yeah.
We don't know if that's like just an old poster that was left hanging up, or if that's supposed to be like, whatever current time Clayface is taking place in.
I mean, if they're going to try to establish, like, hey, this takes place in the DCU's Gotham, and they're going to start to show us, like, a lot more about what that city is like, I think that's really good, because that means Brave and the Bold has less work to do. Mm-hmm. Because they're trying to introduce Batman and Damian to us, and then also, like, Gotham itself, right? Which is just as big of a character as anybody else in Batman, is the city itself. So I think it'd be incredible if Clayface actually went ahead and introduced us to a Jim Gordon and to Gotham. I think that'd be a really cool thing that could happen.
That would be excellent because, like you said, having Gotham already be... Because Gotham is a character in and of itself.
Yeah.
And already having Gotham established does a lot of the legwork, like you said earlier. And, like, because along with Batman... There never is just a Batman movie because there's so many moving pieces that has to come along with any Batman movie.
Yeah.
There has to be an Alfred.
Yep.
There's got to be a Jim Gordon. So we at least need that already. So that's already at least minimum 3 characters, pivotal characters that you need in essentially every Batman movie.
To this day, we've never gotten a bad Alfred. So
which is wild, right?
I really hope they keep up with that.
Yeah. Like I would hate to say that I almost said I can't see how they can fuck that up. However, stranger things have happened.
Yeah, I mean, that we could, it's hard to see them fucking up a Jim Gordon now, but they definitely did it in the old Batman movies.
Oh my God. He was such a non-entity that I think if you ask like casual fans who've seen the movies, they'd probably say, well, Jim Gordon wasn't in the movies until Batman Begins.
Yeah, it's like, no, dog, he was. He wasn't really... But he was.
Right.
There was a character named Commissioner Gordon. They were just kind of this Laughing stock, bumbling,
Yeah.
Angel Grove, police chief.
Absolutely. Like, what did you do before Batman was here?
Yeah, I don't know what they would have done. Because even like Two-Face's goons used to fuck them up, just regular old criminals.
Yeah. Yeah.
They didn't have any powers or anything.
Right, none of that. Yeah. It just used to fuck up that version of Jim Gordon. Yeah. Along those same lines, just speaking of like the DCU and like the things that have established, there's been more teasings and mulings that Brainiac may in fact be the primary villain.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's definitely leaning in that direction. Mm-hmm. And I think Brainiac is a smart choice. I think
you don't get two of them.
I didn't even, honestly, I didn't even pick up on that one. But I think, honestly, I would love to see him not be a one and done and to come back and be like a Justice League villain.
Yeah, I think that's why people are of two minds when it comes to Brainiac, because like on one hand, you can definitely see Brainiac being something that Superman and company try to take down, but on the other hand, he can definitely be a full-fledged Justice League threat. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is the 100% right call to do. Some people think that it's too soon for Brainiac, too soon for like any kind of Lex and Superman frenemy ordeal. We still don't know what any of this really looks like yet in practice. So, what we gonna see?
James Gunn, other than what he's been doing to me with Peacemaker Season 2, he's got credit in the bank. So, we'll see. I really want to see what they do with this. I'm definitely interested in, whatever comes next in his DC universe, whatever he's going to do next with Superman. To me, I mean, doing a Superman and Lex team up where Brainiac eventually, gets away or whatever, and then sets up maybe him to come back and fight the entire Justice League. I think that's a very good choice to make. It kind of echoes what they did with Loki a little bit, in the MCU, and it's one of the good choices that they made. I don't think it's a bad choice to do that again here. If they go with Brainiac, what Brainiac version would you want? Would you want them to do like the Kryptonian computer, or like the whole ordeal where he's like not of Kryptonian origin and he just like travels the galaxy collecting different cities and specimens, or would you like James Gunn to do his own spin on it?
I think they can do an amalgamation of both options 1 and 2, where he is of Kryptonian origins, like he was created by the Kryptonians for codexing and upkeeping and things of that nature, and then he becomes, after Krypton is destroyed, he's this rogue entity, and now he's collecting and he's building, and Earth has, as far as he knows, the last 2 Kryptonians. So why not go there?
Yeah.
Codex them. And so I think that might be the move. I'm curious if they're going to go with like the more Ultron-y type of Brainiac,
Right.
Where he's like this self-replicating machine type deal. Or like you said, will he be more alien in nature? Will he have that, just the kind of alien-esque being for himself? Will he be like a giant Spider-Man underneath the cloak?
I would much rather he go into like, honestly, we've seen the Ultron like replicating thing, and I mean, obviously that's nifty for a movie because it gives you an army of goons to defeat. But I personally think that I would prefer them go almost like the route of like the Borg from Star Trek, and kind of have him just be this evolving entity. Mm-hmm. That he incorporates like all these different species DNA into his own, and just sort of he is kind of sort of becoming this more highly evolved creature. I would love to see something like that.
That'd be cool as hell. Yeah, I dig that. I mean, clearly he's going to have to be a big enough threat so that we need at least the minimum of Superman and Lex teaming up to stop it.
Right.
So he's going to have to be something that's insanely OP for it to require both of them to work together.
Agreed. Yep.
Speaking of lines along the lines of like the Justice League movie, whenever they decide to finally do that at the DCU, I actually think I'm ready for like the Legion of Doom. You know, I think just because with all of these like big massive superhero movies that we've gotten, we've never fully seen like team versus team.
Right.
You know, I think it's time, and I think that Justice League versus Legion of Doom, not the WWE tag team. I think that would be an incredible move. I would love to see that.
Or did they go with the Crime Syndicate?
See, I was thinking about the Crime Syndicate, and that would be incredibly fun. It would be even more. I would almost be willing to like sacrifice potential quality if they could get like the former Justice League members to be the Crime Syndicate.
That would be incredible.
That would be like don't even say a slight demise in quantity because like whoever they get for Wonder Woman for like the DCU, I'm pretty sure it's going to be good.
Kal-El, no.
Kal-El, no. That's going to be my other button.
Kal-El, no.
But a Crown Syndicate would be amazing. Like if they got like Ben Affleck's Batman and they or Owlman, to be Owlman and Cavill, to be fucking Ultraman.
That would be amazing. I really do think that there would be something to that could be really incredible. No Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
Yeah, hard pass on that. Yeah. They could get Jonathan Majors. That would be hilarious.
Oh, shit. Oh, no, they get him to be Brainiac.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, he actually got acquitted of all that shit, right?
Yeah, he was acquitted of everything.
He'd actually be a great Brainiac.
Yeah, he would.
Although, it might be typecasting a little bit, but I would want to get the guy that got playing Commissioner Gordon.
Jeffrey Wright?
Yeah, Jeffrey Wright, yeah.
Oh, it's Brainiac,
yeah.
Huh? Ooh.
100%.
Man, to go from Gordon to Uatu to Brainiac.
Well, he started off as a murderous robot. See?
Oh, fuck. Well, okay.
Spoilers for Westworld Season 1 are bad.
Yeah, are bad. That season's only 8 years old or whatever.
Yeah.
Did you hear about No Way Home? There's some good and unfortunate news.
The good news being that we got a Tombstone casting.
Yep.
The unfortunate news, super unfortunately, being that Tom Holland, we were still looking for some details on this, but apparently Tom Holland is going to be out of filming with a concussion suffered while doing a stunt for a while. They haven't actually said how long, but it seemed like it was bad. Yeah,
the way they're describing it, and don't get me wrong, any concussion is bad. We know that now in 2025. Concussions are a big deal. It's not just getting your bell rung. We don't know if like he was concussed to the point of being knocked unconscious. We don't know if he just had a bad fall and like really got a fucking stinger going on. Like we don't know the severity of it.
Yeah, we don't know anything.
I think we do know that it wasn't just him, but it was also another stunt person who got injured as well, from what I heard. So I don't know what kind of stunt this was or what they were doing. Let me ask you this: what are your thoughts, if any, on actors performing their own stunts?
I mean, honestly, I feel like the industry is going to move further and further away from it. Because I think that like the insurance and the agencies and things like that, obviously they have the agencies especially and the studios to an extent have a major investment in the celebrity status of these actors. Tom Holland is way up there, and I just think that we're probably going to see more of this over the years because of that. And I think a lot of that has to do with why some action scenes are so choppy in a lot of these things, since they got to switch out to the stunt doubles. On the other hand, I mean, they should be putting trained professionals in these situations, rather than actors that may have had, a couple days of training or whatever. I don't know what kind of training for Spider-Man Tom Holland has had, so I can't especially speak on that. But on the flip side of that, you'd think that they wouldn't be using live guns on movie sets anymore either. And that shit happened recently. So, you know, you would think after like one person got killed doing that, they'd have been like, oh, we'll never do that again. But
yeah, I mean, that's that's a very valid point. I think with stunt people, I mean, clearly and obviously, like they have such a pivotal role, and it's such like it's a role that doesn't get the credit it deserves, like being a stunt person.
Oh,
like,
100%.
Yeah, because like they make these movies and TV shows look so goddamn good, and I do like when the actors are able to perform their own stunts, but if it's something that either A, can't be done safely, and or B, is going to take like an exorbitantly long time to train somebody how to do this certain stunt, then you might just want to get a stunt person to do it. And not to say that like, put stunt people in dangerous situations, but like their job in and of its nature is always going to be inherently dangerous.
Yeah, we don't know exactly what the stunt was.
No.
We don't know how crazy it was. It doesn't have to have been that crazy.
It could have been a simple 1-2 fight scene, like a fisticuffs, and things just went wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been a very simple, like, oh, hey, you're going to jump from this little platform to that little platform, and somebody slips, accidents happen, something goes wrong. So we don't know the details. Mm-hmm. I mean, you can get hurt walking down the stairs. So we don't know specifically what the details were of the stunt. So I'm sure some more information will come out about that, but ultimately, I just hope everybody's okay, and they can continue shooting the movie, and everybody's good to go. So
same. Yep. Thoughts and all that good stuff to anyone injured or hurt on the set.
Yeah, I mean, if anything were to happen to Tom Holland, like, I have to leave the show and have to go console Zendaya. So.
Oh, you have to do that.
Yeah, I have to do that.
Is there a reason why it has to be you?
Yeah, it's me.
Okay, yeah,
Well, you know how comforted you are by my presence here as the world's greatest co-host, and so therefore I would have to go extend that comfort. You see,
I just think that responsibility will more solely fall on my shoulders to carry that burden.
Oh, I see. Yeah. I don't think so. Actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll talk more afterwards. Because Junior thinks it should be him, and we all know that's a terrible.
And we know that's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
But we actually do have something other than our meandering thoughts to share today. We are actually going to be talking about the first half, of season 2 of the illustrious Gen V.
Yes, Gen V has returned, and I'll be honest, it felt like it had like a quiet build-up and release.
I think so. There wasn't a ton about it, and typically Amazon will throw their stuff out there. Everywhere. Although I will say that I personally go way out of my way to try to avoid ads and things like that. So,
yeah, but Gen V was kind of a show that revitalized a lot of people's hope or faith in like the boys universe. Things started to get a little iffy around season 3 of The Boys. And, at this point, people are just... It's not that people are falling off of the show, but people are ready to see its conclusion. And I think that's fair. Like, 5 seasons for, a show like this is kind of a good wrap-up.
Yeah.
But to answer your earlier question, yeah, it is 8 episodes total.
Okay, so yeah, this is going to be the first half. Did we talk about the Emmys?
A little bit on our last cold open.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought we did. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, just ADHD friends. But yeah, I did think this was kind of a quiet release, but like I said, I go out of my way. I avoid a lot of ads. It was funny because I was watching something on Max the other day, and fucking Warner Brothers definitely... they have like this whole trailer now. Anytime you watch anything on Max that plays, and it's basically like, "Bitch, we won all these Emmys," because they did. I mean, they cleaned up. So
yeah, it's true. Between like The Pit and Penguin, and they had some other stuff that won.
Yeah, what's that other show that everybody likes? White Lotus.
White Lotus, that's right. Yep,
Yeah.
yep. Yeah, so yeah, HBO, I mean, they cleaned up.
Last of Us won a few things.
That's right, Last of Us.
So I think they won 17 as a studio.
Yeah.
Which was pretty nice. John Oliver won.
Yeah, I mean, so HBO, they usually put out some pretty high quality shit, so that all tracks.
I mean, honestly, if anything, it's kind of a downturn because the Emmys kind of used to be like the HBO and everybody else awards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And now that like Netflix and Amazon and everybody, has kind of come into sort of that premium TV format, there's been a lot, it's been spread out a lot more.
Yep. Jimmy Kimmel's back. We didn't talk about that at all.
Yep.
Yep. Just want to put that out there.
Sure is.
Yeah, he's back.
I went on YouTube and watched his monologue from last night, as I'm sure there's no telling how many views that has, but I imagine it's a lot.
It's a lot.
And I will go right back to like never watching that show, just like I did before all the controversy. But you know what? We're podcasters, so let me say this. I think the freedom to say whatever we want to say on here is incredibly important. Even if you disagree with us. And I think everybody's right to voice their opinion is incredibly paramount to our society. So there's a lot of people on the internet that I really disagree with and don't like. But they have the right to say whatever they want to say on there. So,
Ditto.
Here we are.
Yeah. Well, with that being said, I suppose proper introductions are in order. So, homies one and all, welcome back to another very exciting, very special episode of the Superhero Homies Podcast. My name is Quentin, and as always, I am here with the coolest co-host on the planet. I'm talking about the homie Caleb.
What's going on, everybody? I am so thrilled to be here. We actually have a TV show out right now that is actually giving us content to speak about, and I'm very happy about that.
I feel like you're taking some shots there.
Oh, I will be taking shots at Peacemaker all night, probably. Yeah. Because let me go ahead and put this out here. We have 4 episodes of Gen V, and we have 5 episodes of Peacemaker Season 2, and I feel like 2 episodes of Gen V gave us more than those 5 episodes of Peacemaker. And don't get me wrong, this season of Gen V was a good bit of setup to get all the pieces in place. But they at least had the courtesy to drop those 3 episodes at one time. So that, okay, I could sit down and get all the build-up. But I actually think the build-up has been very interesting,
Yeah, Gen V Season 2 has had me on kind of a roller coaster of emotions in terms of like how I feel about this show. I haven't been fully encapsulated in the boys universe for a while.
I agree.
And it's been a while since I watched anything the boys related. I mean, I guess it must have been Season 4. But man, I barely remember any of it now that I think about it,
I think seasons 1 and 2 were incredible.
I agree.
And a lot of times, people will say like, season 2 is where a show lives or dies. And I agree with that in most cases. Like, I think if you're season 2, like I think with your season 2, you got to hit the ground running and you got to top season 1. And you got to prove that you actually can make a compelling ongoing narrative. In season 3, though, you have to not fall off of that wagon. Like, I mean, honestly, season 3, you typically can't do what you did in 2, right? You can't go, we got a top 2, because you can't do that every season. No show has ever, in the history of ever, been able to top itself each and every season. It just doesn't happen. Even in my opinion, like The Shield or like Breaking Bad.
Yep.
Doesn't necessarily do that. There is a dip in each one of those shows, Breaking Bad, like obviously the episodes after Gus died. I'm not saying those are bad episodes, but all the way up until the Gus, conclusion of Gus's arc, there was a ton of build up to that, and there was a crescendo, and then the show had to level out for a little bit and then build back up.
Yep.
With The Shield, it's definitely season 6. You know, we get the whole will they won't they with like Kavanaugh and everything, and we see how that plays out. And then that next season is it's a little meandering as they're kind of building up to what the finale is going to look like. So you can't just go up and up and up and up, but you also can't drop the ball either.
Yeah.
And I feel like with The Boys, I think it peaked in season 2. I think season 3 felt like it was going to be something big, and then they swept the rug out from under us. And ever since then, ever since they kicked Maeve out that window, like it just feels to me like they're dragging it out into this final conclusion between, I guess, Butcher and Homelander.
Yeah.
And to me, I never really wanted the show to be about that. I get that is kind of what it is about, right? But to me, I always thought that maybe that conclusion, that should have actually concluded in season 3, and then they should have gone on.
I think I might disagree with that assessment, just because if you get rid of Butcher and Homelander, there is no more show. Unfortunately, that is why they are dragging it out to 5 seasons. Yeah. When maybe I think they could have done everything they needed to do in 4. But yeah, like I'm not interested in watching a boys TV show that didn't have Butcher or Homelander in it. And I think there's a lot of people out there who feel the same way. And I think they know that. Well,
I don't necessarily think you had to get rid of both of them. I think you probably could have gotten rid of just Homelander, right? I mean, don't get me wrong. Anthony Starr does an incredible job. You're not going to, like, I would never take that away from him. But to me, Homelander is a difficult character to have around for 5 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Because...
especially all the time.
Right. Yeah, because he's insanely evil.
Yep.
Literally nobody could stop him at any moment. Like, he's had so many moments where he could just kill our protagonists.
Mm-hmm.
Like, could just brutally murder them.
Yep.
And on the flip side of that, our protagonists have had 1 or 2 moments where they could have killed Homelander. And those moments are where the show really falters. I think the Soldier Boy stuff at the end of season 3 really, like, that was kind of the moment where a lot of people stepped back and were like, oh, okay, we're just dragging this.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel. So to me, I would either want to, I even suggested back then when we reviewed season 3, it's like, have Soldier Boy hit him and have, some episodes where he doesn't have his powers. And he's like on the run, because all these people are like trying to hunt him down now because all the fucked up shit he's done. And he doesn't have any powers. And he like slowly gets them back, And then I think that would have been a way for at least half a season to really do something different with him. And then his powers come back, and now he's like in this turbo, fucking, super powered Hitler Superman era. Whereas in the actual show that we got, it really just feels like that happened overnight. He just kind of that dude like threw a can at him or whatever, and he just flipped his shit.
Yeah, it was. Decisions were definitely made for season 3, and and that led them to a sense of recovery for season 4. But to me, it was like, okay, season 4, in some regards, is a step up, I guess, from season 3, but it's still not great. It's still not season 1 or 2.
I think I enjoyed 3 more than 4.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Ultimately, I mean, don't get me wrong. They pulled the rug out from under us at the end. Like, I think the ending of season 3 was a letdown, right? But overall, I think I enjoyed the base content of season 3 with all the Soldier Boy stuff. I think I liked that better than the base content we got in season 4. That I can barely tell you, even remember. Like, I remember the Huey's dad thing where they had his dad go ape shit at the hospital. I remember some of the Victoria Newman stuff, but
that's right. She's dead, isn't she?
Yeah, her arc was a big nothing burger, and I really didn't like that.
Mm-hmm.
The Stan
Hansen. No, that's a wrestler.
Nope. No.
The Stan Edgar.
Yeah, Stan Edgar. Giancarlo Esposito's character. I'm glad that they got him in there for a little cameo, but I feel like they've really kind of dropped the ball with him. it feels like the entire show is in service of the Butcher versus Homelander thing.
Yep.
And I just don't know. I know that that's like the focus of the comics too, and I just don't know if maybe they should have made it the most important part of the show, but not have everything serve that plot. That's my main complaint about season 1 of Gen V. If you go back and listen to our review about that, it's like, oh, this was a really great show, and then they just kind of pigeonholed it into the same thing where it's just there to serve that plot. And I feel like season 2 might also head in that direction.
So for me, and I guess that this will kind of circle us around to Gen V season 2 here, I think that like my root problem with this televised boys universe is it's just that it starts at the roots. It's like for the comic books, they are a parody of comic books. Like that's what it is. You read those comic books and you see that like, yes, there is a very interesting and well woven together story being told all throughout that series. But at the end of the day, it's built around parodying comic book characters and superhero tropes.
Right.
Just because the creator just he doesn't really care that much for superheroes. Like it was never really his gig, even when he was writing superheroes, which is kind of bizarre.
A lot of the political satire we see in the show isn't really there in the comics, right?
Exactly, and that's where I was going to go. Like the show is more of a political satire, and I think that just from that, like the comic book holds up a mirror, a funhouse mirror to comic books, and the show holds up a funhouse mirror to politics and society. One of those things is way more serious than the other, and we got to a point, and for me, in the entire boys universe of like the boys and Gen V, where it now just feels like there is half of an interesting story being told and half lazy satirical political commentary.
Yeah,
and I'm like I'm being hit over the head with it now. I think it is rich when it is nuanced and well told and well delivered. Like, and I love when they do stuff like that. I think it was season 2 had one of my favorite moments of that. Just really quick, it was the cold open with the guy who's just a normal guy. He's watching the news every day and he's seeing all this terrible shit go on that the news is feeding him. And then one day he just goes into a convenience store and he thinks that his clerk is like some kind of super terrorist and he kills the clerk. And like that, I thought was like such a fucking eye-opening and jaw-dropping, well-told and well-nuanced moment. Of course, the comedy wasn't there, but this is still like a funhouse mirror to society in terms of like how people can be politicized or even just radicalized by what they see on TV or on the internet all the time versus like real interaction. So when they would tell interwoven stories like that, I thought that was well done and just, a really cool thing to do. But most of what the boys in Gen V is now is they'll tell a little bit of story and then they will hit you with like just a lazy one-to-one direct correlation as to what you can see on a lot of internet today. It just feels a little forced.
I agree 100%. And I mean, the thing is, like, I get what they're trying to say.
How can you not?
Right. I mean, it's a little too blatant now, and honestly, it's gotten to the point where I kind of roll my eyes at it a little bit. And I'm gonna tell you, as like someone who pretty much agrees with their take, if I'm rolling my eyes at it, then you know what I mean. Like other people really got to be rolling their eyes at it too. I also, I forgot how much Starlight looks like a fucking ghoul now. That also bothers me a little bit. Yeah, man. And no, I'm gonna say that this is not body shaming because she didn't look like that before. She made herself look like that on purpose. So I'm not body shaming you. I'm saying you made a terrible decision.
Bruh.
listen, I had to take it up a notch. You know
did.
what I mean?
And you did.
I'm sure you didn't think that's what I was going to say.
No, not at all. Especially since I think it was either season 3, season 4. You went there again.
Yeah. I'm not the only person who notices this and is bothered by it.
I agree. All right, and so does everyone else. But you don't have to say that.
Well, you know what? You can clip that shit and see the internet agrees with me.
Holy shit. But with that being said, though, I want to talk about the things that I do like about Gen V Season 2 because there is a lot.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I don't want it to come across like we just are hating on this. More so, the point that we're trying to get across here is that the concept of this universe is waning, and that's really not good because once season 5 of the show comes out, I'm sure Amazon is hoping that they can keep this universe alive, and because they're already trying to. I think they've already greenlit The Boys Mexico.
Oh yeah,
and I'm sure they actually want Gen V to continue after season 2. So,
which I don't know how that works, but yeah.
I mean, so we got to have somewhere to go that is not focused around Butcher or Homelander because I don't think either of them make it out of season 5. I think they're both going to die.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, you're going to have to do something, right, if they want to continue this universe.
There's also the prequel with Stormfront and Soldier Boy. Yeah. So they got plans.
Yeah, they got a lot of plans out there to show a bunch of different things. I mean, I think some of the satire, like I said, it's very heavy-handed. And I appreciated it a lot more when it was clever. Mm-hmm. But I also, on the flip side of that, I do understand that, hey, maybe, some of the satire out there, like, maybe everybody didn't get it, right? And I think a lot of people didn't. I think when the satire started becoming very heavy-handed, there were certain people that were like, oh, I don't like The Boys anymore because this is about this. And not everybody, but a lot of people were like, it's always been about that.
I think it's just way funnier, though, when people like something that is actively poking fun at them.
Yeah.
I think it's way funnier that way.
Like, for example, I think Firecracker's character is hilarious.
Yeah.
Because it's spot on without, like, being spot on. Like, she's not in on it. The character is not in on it.
Right. Exactly. And that actor, Valerie Curry, I saw her at DragonCon. She was at the Boys panel. And she was great, She was like, someone asked, like, what are some things that you found like the hardest to encapsulate about your character? And she was like, all of it. Like all of it is incredibly offensive to me as a person.
Just the name and everything is just it's so spot on. But I unfortunately didn't get to see any of that.
Yeah.
I was very busy boy at DragonCon.
Yeah, it was good though.
Let's talk about our highlights.
Yeah, so what I really enjoy about this season, one of the things that I really enjoy is they do hit the ground running. A lot of people had a lot of questions about the ending of season 1 and how are they going to pick back up. And, hate to bring it up, but especially in light of the passing of Andre, the actor who played Andre, that was very tragic. And to a much, much, much lesser degree, the other issue is that it put the writers in a very inconvenient spot,
So let's cover that. So Chance Perdomo, tragically passed in between the 2 seasons. And so they actually do cover his, his real life death kind of in the universe, right? They had his actual in-universe character die off screen between seasons as well. But I really like what they've done with having the increased presence from his dad from Polarity.
Same. Yep, I 100% agree. One thing that's still bothering me, and this could be an oversight on my behalf, have they explained how they weren't killed by Homelander?
Not really, no.
Okay.
They really haven't. We saw him. Well, so the only person he directly lasered was Marie.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't actually know what kind of crazy healing she might have.
Yeah.
Got to be something nuts.
Would have to be.
Because you would think that heat would immediately sear blood, and so I don't know. I kind of wonder if they're just gonna brush past that shit and just be like, oh, because they do that a lot, like in The Boys and Gen V, which I really don't appreciate. Where it's like, okay, everybody is a soup, but all the soups also have just this inherent level of like durability.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's never just, oh yeah, I have the one power. It's also like I can get hit by a fucking train and I have this one power.
Yeah.
You know?
All of them seem to have like a base level of like ultra durability. Even in like the latest episode we watched, I was like, how are you tanking that?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's like they have fucking Vicor, which, by the way, full spoilers for the first 4 episodes of Gen V Season 2. And I guess probably the rest of the Boys universe that's been released so far. But, like, when they have fucking Vicor come in there, and he's, like, crushing people's spines with his hammer and shit. And I feel like the early seasons of The Boys, that wasn't the case. And I feel like over time, they just kind of made that the case.
It kind of seems that way, right? Because in the earlier season of The Boys, you would see the same level of violence, but people wouldn't get back up. Like, that's it. You're fucking dead.
Yeah.
And now I guess they're like, well, we just can't have so many of these characters dying.
Yeah.
So they all have like a base level of super durability.
And I think it's in season 3 or 4, Homelander like lasers Victoria Newman like on TV.
Oh yeah.
And she just like doesn't get hurt.
It was. Choices were made.
Yeah.
Folks. Yeah.
Yeah. The way that scene was shot was terrible.
Yeah. And again, like I don't try to hold this against the people who made Gen V. I don't try to hold this against them too much, just because, tragic situations, and so like the way that this story has to be told, it's gonna be difficult. It's similar to like the Black Panther 2 situation. Like, I don't like a lot of the decisions that were made, but I understand they were put in a difficult position. And it's kind of the same thing here, because if you guys were looking to like see how this intricate escape plan happens, only one of them actually escapes. 2, you don't get to see that escape. And 3, our remaining heroes or protagonists, they don't escape. They are just escorted out and brought back to the school.
The beginning definitely feels very much like okay, well, there's really nothing we could do with that ending, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Our bad. Yeah. Because we were all like, how the fuck are they back at school?
Yeah. And this is how. So, it is interesting, right? Because they're brought back to school underneath the pretenses that you will do what we say when we say, and if you don't, you're going to go back to Elmira, which is this basically a fucking concentration camp where they keep superpowered people.
Right.
So their options are very limited. Their concierge, or whatever you want to call her, the lady who was escorting them with the stinger,
yeah,
she's got to bite it, right?
She's got to die.
Yeah.
And it's going to be hilarious.
Who does she kill on the way out, though? Because she's going to accidentally sting somebody.
Well, we don't 100% know if it would kill them.
If it would kill them. That's true.
Because, like, if a bee stings you, they're going to die.
But this is like a human-sized bee.
That's true. Maybe they will. We'll see.
She alludes that you will die if you get stung.
Yeah.
So, I don't know how she knows that, but yeah.
How has she been walking around with that stinger for all these years and, like, nobody accidentally brushed up against her?
Right. Yeah. Like,
if it's going to kill you, you would think she would have some kind of, like, maybe wrapping around it or something.
Yeah, something to keep it encased.
Like a sleeve for it or,
I need so many questions answered about the Boys universe.
Do you think that honey is delicious that she pukes up?
If I see her do it, I'm not touching it. But if she were to just bring me like a jar and be, hey, I got some honey from home.
Yeah.
Like, oh, cool, thanks.
Yeah.
If I don't know the source, I might try it. And it might be delicious.
Yeah. What if you thought it was super delicious and then found out like how it's made?
That's a problem. That's the problem.
You'd be like, ah.
Just give me some of that on the down low.
Yeah. I never want to see you make any of it.
Never. So I feel that in previous seasons we've learned that with Compound V, when you take it, it's just a crapshoot.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen. I guess Homelander, he was a different case because of the amount that they gave him?
Well, I think he was like from the womb, right? Like they injected him in the womb.
That's right.
And I think there was a ton of it, and I think that they it was like from jump, right? That they essentially made him. So it was like it was baked in, to make him super powerful.
Did they do the same thing with Marie?
See, I don't know. And I wonder if maybe that is going to have something to do with why they were brought back to the school. Because even from the beginning, when Cipher gets them out, he says, find Marie Moreau for me. And that, to me, was kind of like, okay, well, he doesn't really care about Kate or Emma or Jordan. Mm-hmm. He just wants them there because he knows that it'll be easier to keep Marie there if they're there. That's the way I feel about it. And I also wonder if, that's why he got them out, He seems to have some sort of tie to her and also to Thomas Godolkin.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they are giving us answers, but for every time we get an answer, there's definitely another question that we have.
Yeah.
It's that Thomas Godolkin and that fucking tank. And that back to tank.
Yeah. It's either Thomas Godolkin or it's Anakin Skywalker.
I hope it's Thomas then.
Yeah, I would be way more worried if it wasn't. Because, they got superpowers, but...
Oh my God, they get Gen V from midichlorian.
Well,
we just figured it
out.
It's
concentrated midichlorians. Well, I'm very glad that Star Wars doesn't have a equivalent to Bushmaster.
Oh, no. Oh, maybe they do.
Bushmaster belongs on the episode that Rick and Morty creator, what's his name?
Dan Harmon?
No, Justin Roiland. Yeah. Bushmaster belongs in the Justin Roiland episode.
Oh yeah, the boys
diabolical. Yeah, because that superpower is weird.
I always think about the kid that his power was moving in slow motion. But then he stabbed the guy, but it was in slow motion.
Yeah.
That's so much worse.
Yeah, it is.
So yeah, they are escorted from Elmira back to school underneath these very strict tenses that they're going to do what they're told.
Yeah, and Kate is there.
And we just have to pretend, right? We had to agree to be gaslit that Kate wasn't that bad of a person.
I'm not pretending. Nor am I agreeing to be gaslit.
It's just that, don't get me wrong, the way that the characters react to Kate is very much in line with what you would do had you encountered someone who did what Kate did. Yeah.
Emma especially. I love the way Emma talks to Kate.
Oh, yeah. But the way that the show treats Kate, it's almost like they want to give her this kind of sympathetic face turn, but you gotta earn that. And typically, the more devious shit you do, the harder or the longer it's gonna take for you to make that turn.
See, I actually thought that they killed her in the early episode. And I was actually like, oh, that's a very brave choice. I actually really like that. But then, of course, they walked it back, which I disagree with. And now her role in the show is super questionable. It's you got to earn that face turn, like you said. And it kind of just feels like it's oh, she was in the hospital, where she also murdered more people, for the record.
Yep.
What's his name? She's done completely fucked him up.
Sam?
Sam. Mm-hmm. He was already fucked up, but his mind is completely scrambled now.
Oh, yeah. It makes you wonder if the Sentry sees hand puppets when he's having an episode.
Also, Sam, I feel has nothing to do this season.
Oh, nothing. He's got nothing to do. I feel like it's been... Did we see him in episode 3? I know we saw him in 1 and 2. Maybe we saw him in 3 a little bit.
I think 3 is actually when him and Emma watch TV or whatever.
Oh, okay, yeah. And they was getting high watching TV.
I don't know if they got high, but I know they watched TV.
I just threw that part in there. Maybe they didn't get high.
Because they were watching the show he sees the puppets from.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we saw him very briefly in episode 4, like barely at all.
I don't even remember seeing him in episode 4.
Like he literally was basically there as a fucking backdrop. Like they showed him like he was just chilling out on the lawn at the campus, like just barely above an extra.
And it's so bizarre because he's immensely powerful. How does this school function? Because it's like they don't have an Xavier.
Right.
Like, there's no one there. They don't have, like, an X-Men. There's no one there who keeps everyone in line who have all these dangerous powers.
I guess they're just like, Cipher can keep them in line literally. He can just go full tilt, assuming direct control.
Maybe. But what did they do before Cipher?
Yeah. Yeah, they had a human running this bitch before. The school is very implausible, even in this universe, right?
Yeah. I'm not quite certain how they get anything done. I'm not sure how that school was open past its first semester.
But, I mean, especially given that it's like a vault thing.
Yeah, it's a vault school, obviously, but you get a bunch of kids with superpowers. College kids, I mean, no disrespect, they're not that smart.
Is anybody shocked that the Deep still visits and participates at his old frat house?
Absolutely not.
I think everyone saw that and went, yeah, that tracks.
That checks out. Yeah. Yep. I'm just glad he wasn't hitting on any of the girls, at least.
Oh, he was.
God damn it.
Yeah. Yeah, he probably would pick up Bushmaster if he found out. He'd be like, can you make those into some tentacles? Perhaps? Maybe 8?
And this show just also ruined Bushmaster for me because that was the villain in Luke Cage season 2.
This is it's season 2, not season 1, where it's Diamondback who's famous for saying, "I'm Luke Cage,"
and he in fact was not Luke Cage. It's very important to point out.
That's what makes him so duplicitous.
Yeah. Also, not to get us down a weird Luke Cage rabbit hole, but like Diamondback, his whole thing was he got like stolen hammer tech and he used that to fight Luke Cage. That was one of the shittiest suits that I ever seen. And if that is the capacity for what hammer tech is, then Justin Hammer should have never been in business to begin with.
I think that's the point. Hammer tech is just one step above Acme.
Oh, shit. Yeah, well, he was more affordable than Tony Stark, so,
Oh, yeah, I mean, I hope. That Iron Man suit that they tried to build was a bad time.
Oh, yeah.
That dude got twisted in half.
Well, Justin Hammer said that the pilot didn't die.
He said he survived.
Yeah.
What kind of condition he was in, it can't have been great.
Oh. Maria's on the run in the beginning of this. And she, was it her sister who she's been looking for?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Annabeth.
Annabeth, that's right. I almost said Anna Marie, and I was like, that's not right. It'd be weird if the parents went, let's name her Marie, and then the other one, Anna Marie. Annabeth.
That's some horror movie shit.
And, so she's looking for a sister, I guess, to have company.
Well, I mean, it's the only family she really has left.
Yeah.
And they talked about her sister in season 1, where, her sister basically didn't want to have anything to do with her because she killed her parents or whatever. And I do think that the show kind of leans on that a little bit. I feel like at this point in time, it's like, okay, she didn't mean to do it. Her superpowers are like a well-documented thing now. I could see how, you would be upset, especially as a child. But I feel like you've had a long-ass time to get over that shit. And it's kind of petty at this point.
I'm up in the air about that. It was definitely an accident. it was your sister, and your sister, still wants to have a relationship with you. I think that's up to you, though, if you want to pursue that or not, though.
I just think it's kind of petty to me because, like, how old are they? Like 18, 19?
Yeah.
I mean, so damn near 20 years since something happened, and you won't even speak to your sister. Well, it hasn't been 20 because it was like, she was like probably 10, 11, 12, something like that.
Yeah, she's just gotten a period, so.
So 10 years. I mean, I don't know, man. You won't even speak to the person after 10 years, and it was an accident. Like, I can completely see it's like, okay, the person, like, actually murdered, your parents on purpose. But, like, for them to have really no control over what happened, I feel like that's some petty shit.
I guess I also, and this is just me reading more into it, maybe I shouldn't. I also just kind of assume that there's a little bit of fear in there, too. Like,
oh, possibly.
Because you see this a lot in a lot of cases with, like, mutants in the X-Men universe where, like, I really don't want to be around because, like, you see the fear in the person's eyes when, the mutant power kicks in. And so now, like, their family or the loved one doesn't want to be around that because they're fearful of what this dirty mutie could do.
Yeah. I mean, in this case, they may just not want shit to do with Vought.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, in the X-Men universe, it's one thing. Mm-hmm. But in this universe, the racists are the superheroes.
Yeah.
So...
and they make all the superheroes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm kind of jumping around here, but, I think it's all good.
Yeah, for sure.
Dog Knot, the bounty hunter.
Oh, man. I kind of hope we don't even see this guy again.
Yeah. I can do without ever seeing him ever again.
There is nothing good about this character. This is not a character where, to me, that it's... don't get me wrong. What we got so far is funny, but knowing this show's propensity for going too far, we do not need to see any more of this.
There's a dangerous rope that they're walking right now.
Yeah.
Because you can go too far, right, if you have these really cool creative ideas. But if you are going too far and lazy, that's going to be a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
And I feel that even the name alone, Dog Not the Bounty Hunter, that's something that you come up at 2 a.m. gaming online, with a bag of Cheetos next to you. Like that's... It's not something that you come up with in a fucking writer's room.
No. Yeah. I really hope that we just don't see that guy again.
Yeah. And also, he tried to fuck a dog.
Yeah.
That can't.
Yep.
Can't have that.
That was absolutely my concern immediately. I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
No, they can't be trusted with this.
Nope. Not at all.
But yeah, the name is horrible.
Yeah. Who would choose that?
Clearly that guy. Yeah. Clearly that guy.
Yep. The Starlight cameo.
Mm-hmm.
When you saw this, did you think that there's just a cameo that we will maybe see more of her?
I think Starlight will be in the show more. I think we will see her again.
Yeah.
It was just really jarring because I forgot about it. And then I was like, oh my God. And then I was like, oh, that's right. That's right.
It's just Annie.
Yeah, okay. It's just Annie. I thought it was Michael Jackson. It's okay. Woo.
Jesus. That brings up another question, though, not about Michael Jackson. But
so I don't think we have time for that.
Yeah, that's I think there's docs about that. At the end of season 4, I'm starting to remember some shit. We see, like, I think, is it Kate who comes up and arrests someone from our main group of boys? Like, we see a lot of our main characters who they get caught and arrested. And I
think it's Frenchie.
Yeah, it was Frenchie, right? Yeah. And I feel like there was maybe someone else too. Maybe Sam.
Sam and Kate. Yeah, they're both working for Homelander.
Yeah. I can't tell. Like, they're doing a really good job in this show keeping that shit under wraps, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, they just look like, we're college students.
We just went back to school.
Yeah. All right. So moving on here. we have like our teams are split essentially. So we have Emma, Jordan, and I guess you can say Kate.
When they're trying to find Marie?
Yeah.
Which, I mean, honestly, I'm glad the search for Marie didn't go on for very long.
I can see that lasting several episodes.
Her fight against the Homelanders was amazing, though.
That was a really cool fight.
I think that's honestly the best use of powers we've really gotten on the show, unless you count like all the students versus Vicor.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah. That fight scene against like the super bigots was that was a cool one.
Yeah, but that of course leads them to actually find Marie, and when they do, Jordan fucks Kate up.
Yeah, and this goes back to what you said earlier about them all having super durability. I never had my skull cracked, but I think I'd be in the hospital past a couple days.
Yeah, that shit was really crazy, especially where like they emphasized it, where it's like Marie was like, okay, well, I'll put the blood in. Like I can fix her or whatever, but it's like, oh well, like there's nowhere, like I can't keep it inside of her.
Yeah,
like her skull is gaping open. I'm like, well, she dead then. Like,
yeah.
So I mean, how did they even get to her in time to, is she a zombie?
And I almost forgot that she had one of her arms blown off.
Well, see, they kind of played that off too, where it's like, everything that happened at the end of season 1, they kind of just like soft retconned it, or just from like a we're not going to talk about it standpoint. And then I was really glad that they did reference the arm, because Marie fucked that arm up.
Oh yeah, that shit was gone.
She blew that arm off, and Kate deserved it. Yeah, and so did that guy. Yeah, got his dick blown off.
Yeah. They both had it coming.
Let me say, I do feel like I may have been a little negative thus far. I'm really enjoying this. I think the thing that really carries this show is actually our main cast. Like, I think the actress that plays Kate is doing a pretty good job. I don't love all the stuff that she's necessarily been given.
Yeah.
But Jordan, Marie, and Emma, all 4 of them are killing it, because Jordan is played by 2 different actors.
Yeah.
They are killing it. Like, and I also think that Cipher is doing an incredible job.
Yeah, actually, I was gonna say my 3 favorites so far. I guess I'll go ahead and rank them if I had to. But number 3 is Polarity. I mean, I think that honestly he has potential to have one of the strongest arcs this season.
Yeah,
and I really like what this guy's doing.
Yes.
And I need them to stick the landing though with this arc, with him just agreeing to work there, even if it's like undercover or whatever. They need to really stick the landing with that for me to buy into that a little bit more.
I think he's gonna die though towards the end of the season.
Probably. Number 2 is Cipher, and again, even with him, it's a little up in the air. Obviously, I need them to stick the landing with him too.
Yeah. What he actually is has to be satisfying.
Right. But he was intriguing from the get-go, and I love the way that like that actor delivers his lines with such confidence, with everything he does.
We've never seen him actually rattled.
Yeah.
We've seen him angry, but even then it's just like short, controlled bursts of anger.
Yep.
He kind of reminds me a lot of the way that you said you would have wanted to see the High Evolutionary portrayed in like Guardians 3, where with the High Evolutionary, he was, scale of 1 to 100, he was on like 40 all the time, and then he would just very quickly throw that shit to 100, which I enjoyed. Yeah. But, Cipher, I mean, he is always even. And you'll see him get angry, but you never see him shaken. He's never like, he's never on tilt.
Yeah.
He's always completely in control.
And nothing has worked against him so far.
No. And, I mean, whoever brings him down, it's not going to be fucking Kate, because she's completely outmatched by him.
Absolutely.
Like, he is always about 100 steps ahead of her. Like, he's playing chess, she's playing checkers, and she's eating the pieces.
Yeah. The red and the black ones.
Yeah. She's just...
So I've really been intrigued by what we've got from Cipher so far. And number one is Emma. I think everything she's done has been just fucking tremendous.
I was like, please tell me he's going to say Emma, because I didn't really care for her in the first season.
Oh, so I liked her in season 1 a lot too.
I liked her, but I was just, I always kind of felt like it was a little bit of like, I've seen this before. You know, her arc is kind of it was sort of a combination of like, of Annie's arc, the whole like, my uppity parent, you know, always wanted me to be like this, and like Claire from Heroes, you know, it was like she was like a amalgamation of those two characters. Didn't hate it, but it was I always just felt like, okay, I've seen this character before. Whereas in season 2, I feel like she's very much her own character, and I love the way that she's written, and the performance from the actress is top notch. Yeah, I enjoy every scene she's in.
Yeah, absolutely, she's killing it, and I absolutely love the scenes with her and Polarity together. I'm like, oh, this is fucking gold. Yeah,
she was high as balls in the archive. That was amazing.
But you know, I definitely think, unfortunately, that Polarity will die, probably in a similar manner to Andre.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yep. And by the way, it's not that I don't like Jordan and Marie.
Same.
Yeah, I do enjoy their characters. It's just that it almost feels like, for me, they have a little bit less room for real introspective character growth, because they're so intrinsically tied into like the main plot, and so everything they do has to serve the plot more so them.
Yeah, Jordan is my favorite character, and I really like Marie too. I think Marie's powers are awesome.
Oh yeah,
like
bloodomancy.
Yeah. Hemalurgy was taken. Copyright TM. But that's kind of what she does, you know, to an extent. The blood magic thing, I really like it. I think it's a cool fucking thing for a superhero to have, and I really love the way the show has used her abilities. If there's anybody that I think is ready for the big leagues to be a main character on The Boys, I think it's probably her. But I will agree that both her and Jordan, they're not plot devices, but they're plot elements very heavily in this season. And so it has been hard for them to have their own kind of scenes where they're not just expositing or being directly involved in something. Same for Kate. Who does have time to do that kind of thing is Emma, who we get to see all this kind of like cool character moments with her where, yes, she's very serious. She's devoted to like their cause and furthering the plot and taking down Vaughn and taking down Cipher. But she's not like directly up under his ass all the time, except for the one time where she literally was. And didn't really need to see Cipher's taint.
Yeah.
Or his balls.
Could have gone my whole life. But here we are.
But here we are. Yeah, I mean, so she's got time to sort of have these moments. They probably could do that with Sam. They just aren't.
And I guess, what do you do with Sam? And like, ironically enough, man, it is kind of what I described as like the Sentry problem. Yeah. I always tell people, like, you don't see Sentry that much in the comic books anymore, because what the fuck do you do with him? Yeah. And it's the same thing with Sam. We've seen how fucking OP this kid is. Yeah. And how unhinged he is. What do you do with him?
Yeah. Yeah, but, I mean, something. Write him out. Do something with it. I mean, honestly, unless they have some big plan for him, I mean, have Homelander kill him.
Yeah. I guess, just going back to the finale of season 1, Kate and Sam were just going around doing some heinous shit. How does all of that get swept under the rug?
Yeah, I mean, with Sam, it's kind of like you thought that they were really going to address it with him, because I think it's Emma that says to him, like, hey, you did some fucked up shit, and she's stringing you along. Mm-hmm. And he kind of realized, honestly, I think that Sam is going to kill Kate. Ooh. Like, I know that they teased it, but honestly, if anybody's going to kill her, it really should be Sam.
Yeah, I guess I didn't think about her being killed just because this character has suffered a lot.
Yeah.
Not saying that it's undeserved. It is absolutely deserved. But I don't know. I just never crossed my mind.
If anybody was justified in doing it, though, it would be him because she completely manipulated him, like, for realsies.
Oh, yeah.
And she kind of, like, Morty's mind blowered him a bunch of times. Just like, oh, you did some fucked up shit. Here, you forget.
yeah, exactly.
Don't think about it.
Just don't think about it. But yeah, he's fucked. And her power's also fucked. I guess more ways than one. I really don't know why it went to fucking a garden gnome. Again, that was a decision that was made.
Yeah, that was a decision that was made. I want to talk about kind of what led into that a little bit, which is like the end of episode 3, we get the Jordan Lee speech. And this thing to me is probably my least favorite thing that's happened this season. It felt incredibly forced. Like you knew she was going to do it. Like the show made like no qualms about it. Like you knew when she got up there that she was going to reveal everything.
Yeah.
But it didn't make any sense. I don't see how, knowing everything that this character knows, that they thought it was going to make a difference.
Yeah.
In a good way. Cipher was standing right there behind her. Cipher never looked bothered by any of it, which I loved. I did like that aspect of it.
Yeah.
But I mean, even Marie is standing there just looking at me like, bitch, what are you doing?
Right.
Like, people, like, Starlight is in the 7, or was, and spoke out publicly against Vought.
Yeah.
And you see how that went.
Yeah.
So you can't imagine that, like, you're going to come out and be like, oh, no, they murdered these Starlighters who didn't actually do anything. And that they aren't just going to propagandize it, sweep it under the rug, whatever, and it'll be like it never happened. I just don't understand what she thought was going to happen there.
Yeah, and I left that ending of episode 3 wondering, what am I supposed to take away from this?
Right, yeah. It felt really heavy-handed, and a lot of it seemed like it was just there to get us into the plot beats of episode 4.
I'm not gonna lie, man. If the entire point of that speech was to get us into the fucking brawl for all,
the fender, bender, blender, brawl, battle thing.
Yeah. There's a billion ways to get here.
Right, yeah.
I don't think that this was one of the good ways to get here.
Yeah, I mean, what's the point of, like, making everybody hate Jordan? Like, I don't get it, you know. I don't know. I don't understand.
I don't understand it either. I don't understand. And then it's like, just from a logistical standpoint, how did you put this together in, like, 2.7 days? If that. Like,
yeah.
This whole thing was put together extraordinarily fast. Like, the marketing team was in there, like, the next day.
Yeah. With a video.
With a video package, yeah. You guys are working around the clock. And you set up a cage fight between 2 students.
Yeah. Yeah, although apparently this has happened before.
Yeah, yeah, this is a normal occurrence, I suppose.
Apparently Maeve and the Deep fought.
Yeah.
And somehow the Deep is alive.
Right, yeah. Like, what happened here? Shit had to be staged.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I mean, this whole thing, it's evident that, like, Cipher wanted Marie to accidentally kill Jordan. Mm-hmm. But that didn't happen. So
it didn't happen.
I'm very interested to see where this goes.
Why do you think Cipher wants Marie to attune her powers so much?
So there's a couple of different things here. There's always the possibility that he, you know, secretly wants Homelander dead and thinks that she could possibly do it. While I like that angle, it never goes well for anybody.
No. I think about her fight with, was it Victor, the big Viking ass dude?
Vicor.
Yeah, Vicor, yeah. And he was like a boss battle for sure. You know how, like, you do your special attack in a video game and it just destroys a minion, but then you turn on the boss and it doesn't really work.
You get wrecked, yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of what happened with Marie here when she tried it on Vicor.
Yeah.
And like, if that happened with him, how's she gonna go with Homelander?
That dude started his own heart back up.
You're right. Some gangster shit.
That was nuts. And I feel like Homelander, if she did it to him, he probably could just make his own heartbeat.
Oh, yeah.
Like, his heart's probably so strong, he'd probably just be like, yeah.
Sure, I had to switch the manual real quick, but I'm good.
Yeah, but I'm good. Yeah, I'm just telling it now to do it. You know, he just flex his heart, probably.
And then he's going to look around the room and see who the fuck did that.
Oh, he's going to know immediately because he knows who she is.
Yeah, oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Now, I mean, I don't know. You know, is it a situation where, you know, she could just make his brain hemorrhage or something like that? Like, is that what they're trying to train her up for? I'm not entirely sure, like, what his end game is going to be here. But I'm sure it ties into the main boys plot somehow.
Yeah, I feel like that's almost unavoidable at this point.
Either that or, you know, we've theorized that, you know, that's Thomas Godolkin in the hyperbaric chamber. Maybe he's trying to get her to heal him somehow. Because when she asks him what happens next, he does say miracles.
Yeah. And
that's I feel like that was a very purposefully chosen word.
I can see that.
They definitely want to use her for something. It's Vought.
Yeah.
And Cipher definitely has some bullshit going on.
Oh, for sure. If, you know, God forbid, if I'm ever in a situation where I end up like that dude in the tank, let me die.
Yeah, same.
Don't keep me there and be like, don't worry, buddy. I'm going to come up with a way to, you know.
I'll play these records for you.
And I'm just like,
I found a way to pipe DC Unlimited or whatever directly into your hyperbaric chamber so you can read New Absolute Batman when it comes out.
I got some more goop tube food for you, too.
Yeah, like in Andor.
Yeah, just like in Andor.
Yeah.
This is cinnamon flavor.
Except yours got flavor every day.
Oh, every day.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, and here you go. And also, by the way, Scott Snyder spoiled absolute like the next 17 episodes for us while we were at DragonCon. So I just won't tell you about that.
Yeah. I mean, I would say take me to DragonCon, just wheel me around in the, we get in line first for everything.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not wheeling that hyperbaric chamber around. If he's got to be in there to survive, I don't think so.
Okay, well, worth a shot.
Yeah, we'll just we'll get a little camera, and I'll just carry that around and like live stream it all to
you. Just speaking of that, when I like the plan, I think it was a sound plan that they had to have Marie go train with Cipher because she knows for a fact he can't be in two places. Actually, they don't know that for a fact.
Yeah.
But we're assuming that he can't be in two places at one time.
For a minute, like they do the whole thing where Marie's like, okay, well, there's no Gen V in his blood. I almost thought, and this is still possible, and if it turns out to be true, this should just be another one of the crazy predictions I've made on the show, is like, it's actually him in the hyperbaric chamber. And his ability is that he can like create an avatar or he can like where that actual body isn't really him. He's just sort of controlling it. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
That would be an interesting twist.
That would be. At what point then would he be considered the most powerful soup?
Did they say that?
Well, no, I'm saying, but that would probably have to make him one.
Oh, yeah, for sure, yeah.
I think about it like this though. When they had Kate and who was it? Kate and Jordan. Yeah, Kate and Jordan who broke into the mansion. I probably I get it. You see that hyperbaric chamber and you're gonna want to know who the fuck is in there, but I feel like maybe they could have got something in there. Yeah.
They just took a photo.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how are you going to identify this person?
I would look for documents, something.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I mean,
what's this man's real name?
Yeah, also, it's just crazy for them to think they weren't going to get caught. Like, that he wouldn't have cameras in there.
Yeah, it wouldn't have cameras, and, the guard, even though he's fucking a garden gnome, he still saw you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the forget about us probably didn't work, so...
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean... Maybe if the forget about us part worked up until completion, and in which case he goes back to normal. And then
Maybe.
He's like, hey...
I don't know, man. He seemed like he was getting ready to bust when they went inside.
It probably didn't last long.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. I ain't never had no garden nussy.
The Ganussi.
Yeah.
Oh my God. The fuck out of here. That's a sign it's time to start wrapping it on up, folks. Right. Oh my God.
So we got 4 episodes left in this season.
Yep.
They are moving at a good clip.
They are.
And these episodes, they are full-fledged episodes. Again, not taking shots.
I am. Looking at you, Peacemaker, with your 3 episodes. with your 5 episodes, it's actually 3 episodes.
Oh, man. And, I mean, yeah, they are moving here. Don't get me wrong. There's some things that, like, I hope they can kind of clean up and straighten out. But I'm enjoying this season so far. I have literally watched the first half of this season within 24 hours. Like, that's how fast that these things have dropped. 3 at one time and then 1 right here before recording. How do you see this season playing out?
Well, I think in probably the next 2 episodes, we'll get some interesting reveals about Cipher, what's actually going on here. And then I think in the finale, I think we're probably going to see if I had to guess, it'd probably be a Polarity versus Cipher fight, and I think Polarity's going to die in that process. Either that or he'll die saving Emma from something.
Are they trying to do like a Professor X and Magneto thing? If Cipher can control minds, and Polarity has like the,
That's interesting.
Yeah.
We actually don't know what the full extent of Cypher's powers are, or why there's no Gen V in his blood. I mean, There's always just the base theory that he actually was born with his abilities.
And that's wild because who the fuck is born with superpowers naturally in this universe?
That they know of, nobody. Yeah. I mean, because they originally tried to sell it before the Compound V got out. Mm-hmm. They tried to sell it on anybody, right? That hey, like all these guys are born with it, and then it came out that about the Compound V or whatever, and then it's like, oh, okay, well we're still superior, whatever. Fuck you guys. Which I think that whole thing is dumb. I'm not really a fan of the way they were able to easily kind of spin that. I think that should have gone. That should have actually been this huge public reveal that went sideways.
Yeah.
But that being said, it would be something if there really were people out there that were born with superpowers. It was just incredibly rare. And that might be our motive for like, okay, is he actually training Marie? Was Marie designed to take down Homelander? Is that what Odessa is?
Yeah.
Because that would be really interesting if he's like, I actually was born like this. That motherfucker's been out there flying around, and he's just a lab rat. That could be the motivation where Cipher wants to kill Homelander, but he's still a villain. Yeah.
And then you have to wonder what's Cipher's defense for himself, because he has to know that he's training Marie. She's getting stronger and better and more precise with her powers. What's to stop her from just offing him? He has to have something in line for that too, I'd imagine.
Yeah, maybe so. I would hope so.
Yeah, I would hope so. Yeah. It would be like if I killed your pets and then I'd be like, all right, Caleb, I'm going to teach you how to be the world's greatest marksman. Here's this gun.
Yeah.
I need you to load it up and I aim at those targets over there,
Yeah, and I'll go ahead and tell you, you're only going to have to kill like one of my pets before I murder you.
Right.
You're not going to get to the rest of them.
Oh, shit. But yeah, I just assumed that Cipher has some of the plans in store. You said something interesting also before we wrap up here. You said something interesting about how Amazon will probably want more seasons of Gen V. And I agree. I guess I just don't understand or know how they can get more from this story. I feel like they've already should have learned their lesson about stretching things too thin.
Yeah.
And with this, I already have a hard time understanding how this school is a functioning place.
Yeah, I think if there was a 3rd season, I would get away from the school. Either that or, Vought and Homelander and all that get taken down, and then there actually is like a legitimate, like almost Xavier like type school that takes the place of Godolphin U. And I actually think there's a lot that could be done with maybe that storyline, but I don't know that they have the chops for that. Like, I don't know that they're interested in telling that kind of story. Because at some point, like, that veers into, okay, now we're just making superhero content.
Yeah, now this is just X-Men.
And I don't know that that's what they're looking to do. I mean, I would be fine with them just making like basically a fucking R-rated X-Men, because Marvel's not going to do that.
Yeah. That does remind me, like, Godolphin University, it is in the comics, and it is straight up a parody of X-Men.
Yeah.
And it is, like, that place runs in the comic books exactly the way you think it does.
Yeah.
Which is, it should be shut down immediately.
Yeah.
That was actually a pretty good storyline. Huey has to infiltrate, because he's the only one who's like young enough to be.
Yeah. Hello, fellow kids.
Yeah, hello, fellow youth. So he has to infiltrate that, good Oaken school of gifted youngsters, to get some kind of crucial information. So he has to pretend that he's a soup, and that he's clearly not. And hilarity ensues, and of course death and gratuitous sex and murder and all that stuff. Anything else on the first 4 episodes of Gen V or Gen V as a whole?
No, I just think what they're doing with this, and like the way that they're crafting this, if this is just meant to be like a C plot for the boys, I kind of wish they just had never done it. If they're trying to do something with this and maybe branch it out from that, like, it having to serve that main storyline, then that's actually what I would like to see. But I guess we're going to find out over the next 4 episodes if that's what Amazon actually intends to do with this. Because it's definitely not what they did in season 1.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying, like, okay, if the show is just that, then I hate it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, was this their intention? I wish it wasn't. But if their intention was just to make this sort of a supplementary viewing experience to the boys, I don't hate that. I just think that they're squandering a lot of potential if that's what it is.
I agree. I don't know how The Boys season 5 will wrap up. This isn't one of those things where you can just look at the comic books and figure out what's going to happen, because
yeah,
such a far departure at this point.
I mean, even the main show has veered off entirely. I mean, they was it the
you have Black Noir.
Yeah, Black Noir. Mm-hmm. They completely went off the rails with him.
Oh yeah. So who knows? But however they do it, the reason I only mention the ending of The Boys, however they decide to end that main series, I think will obviously have such a strong impact on what goes on with like Gen V. I do agree, if they do a season 3, I'd certainly be down for it, but I think they may need to get away from the school. The college theme was fucking brilliant, going into season 1, because like all the possibilities and like what that looks like, was a really cool concept, but it kind of burned out a little quick. So I would be ready to get away from the school and maybe do something else. I don't know. Curious to see what happens with Cipher, because he is a pretty intriguing villain, and I don't know if he's going to be a one and done. I don't know what all his secrets are, but the show's doing a good job of keeping me intrigued. So,
yeah, I agree with that. Did I go first, or did you go first on Peacemaker? I feel like it's my turn.
I think it is your turn.
Okay. Well, you got Peacemaker on Friday then, so.
Yeah.
And I actually won't be here with you guys next week, unfortunately. It's unfortunate I won't be here, but it's not for an unfortunate reason that I won't be here. I'm actually going to be at Universal Studios, and I'm going to actually be checking out the new Epic Universe that they have there, so I will be able to regale you all with tales of that while I'm gone. But I actually do believe that the homie Lauren and the homie Dylan are going to be filling in for me while I'm gone. So you guys are going to get some awesome guests, since all the other homies that come on here, for the most part, are going to be with me.
That's right.
But that being said, I'm enjoying this season so far. I think Emma is the highlight. Really loving Cipher, really loving Polarity. Very interested to see how they go along with it. They definitely have sort of built this, the main plot around this like air of mystery with Cipher, right? They're also doing a lot to not show a lot outside of the school because, as we know from the end of season 4 of The Boys, it's very much like a totalitarian sort of situation where Homelander is pretty much running the country after season 4. So I assume they intend to show a lot of that kind of dystopia in season 5 of The Boys, and they are trying not to show a ton of it in this show. So, but I think the small glimpses we do get into that world are intriguing. So, whether they stick the landing or not is very much going to impact how I feel about this ultimately. If I would have scored the first half of season 1 of Gen V, and I think we probably did, I was very big on the show. I actually was like, I like this show way more than The Boys about halfway through. And then the finale sucked for season 1, and it just kind of ruined it. So right now, if I had to score this thing, I think I'm going to give it a 7.7 out of 10 based on what they've done so far. I really like the characters, we mentioned with Emma, Marie, Jordan, Polarity, Cipher, Kate to a lesser extent. Really love what they're doing with all of them. Some of the plot points do feel contrived, and some of the characters that are nonsensical. And I do hope they kind of explain more about what happened between the end of season 1 and the beginning of season 2. But I also feel like the show might just be like, don't think about it, Morty. So 7.7, that's my score.
It's a strong score. I like it. I'll go ahead and go right off rip here. My score was very similar. I scored this at 7.5.
Here we go.
For very, very similar reasons.
We're usually very close.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you guys see, like, we're very close.
Yeah.
There's so much potential that this show has, that this season has. And I'll be honest, I think at where we're at so far, I'm not ready to say that I like season 2 more than season 1 yet, but I'm liking season 2, I think maybe more than I expected I would. And I think that's a really good thing so far. They are doing some excellent character work with some of these characters here, and I love that Emma is getting so much shine. She is absolutely incredible. And, like we've already said earlier, some of these other characters are doing really great too. I hope we get more Polarity, because I think that for multiple reasons, he needs a strong arc this season. And he started off with a really cool arc, and so hopefully they can continue with him. Cipher is one of the most intriguing characters that we've gotten in this universe, and I just hope and pray that they can stick the landing well with him. He's such a... He comes across to me the way that... Was it Sister Sage?
Yeah.
He comes across to me the way that they wanted her to come across, in terms of like this always in control, kind of always has it figured out.
She's still alive.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see more of her in season 5. I'm glad you remember so much of season 4.
It went in and out. We consume so much content around here.
For sure. But so far, I got to say, I'm really enjoying this. Yes, there have definitely been some missteps along the way that we mentioned earlier. There's definitely some things that are just don't think about it, Morty. And you just have to kind of roll with the punch and keep it going. But as a whole, this is really enjoyable. You just have to know and be aware of when to turn your brain off and when to turn it back on. And hopefully that doesn't become too big of an issue moving forward. So yeah, 7.5 for me. And homies, that is our score for the first half of Gen V Season 2. Like the homie Caleb said, he will be here for Peacemaker Episode 6 this week.
That's it.
But for next week's episode, I will not have the homie Caleb here with me. The homie Lauren will be on with me. We'll be discussing Wonder Woman Dead Earth.
Very excited for that.
Yes, this is I don't. You guys probably can't see, but I am a really big Wonder Woman fan. You guys can see the omnis behind me here.
I need you to get that episode out before Sunday so I can listen to it on the drive home.
Yes, I'm very curious to see what she thinks about it. I know vaguely her sensibilities in reading, like what she likes, but Wonder Woman Dead Earth is definitely a dark story.
Are any animals harmed in that book? Because if so, we should probably give her a heads up on that.
Oh, well, she already has the book, so it's too late.
Oh shit! Okay.
But yeah, but they're like mutated. Like they don't look like animals.
Oh, okay. Well, that might be okay. We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out.
And so I'm really looking forward to that. I almost gave her Batman Year One to review.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, let's.
Has that not been covered on the show?
Listen, just like with The Dark Knight Returns, there are just certain
we'll
episodes.
Get around to it.
Yeah, there's certain episodes I just keep in the back pocket. I'm like, this is there for when I need it.
Yeah.
Breaking case of emergency. And I was like, but Wonder Woman Dead Earth is one I've been wanting to review for like 5 years now. So.
Yeah, I'm by the time I come back, I probably will have finished Doomsday Clock. I'm gonna have like 12 hours in the car.
Oh yeah.
I've read a good bit of that. I'm actually a little bit past where they're doing all the comedian stuff right after he pops up. So
yeah.
I'm about a third of the way through it.
Interestingly enough, Doomsday Clock, I think, in my opinion, does a lot of things right that like the boys have tried.
Yeah.
Like the whole Superman theory, how like there's now this prevailing theory in Doomsday Clock that the superheroes got their powers from the government.
Right.
And like the outrage from the people in that universe is astounding.
Yeah.
Whereas in the boys, they're like, "Oh man, why'd you guys do that?"
So, obviously we'll talk about this more in the review. Was Doomsday Clock supposed to be taking place in the main DCU canon at the time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, they wanted to write it under the pretense that it was, and then they were like, "We'll decide later if it is or if it isn't."
yeah. If it becomes a problem for us to keep fucking Dr. Manhattan around,
exactly.
It's interesting, right? Because like you have told me that this is very much a Superman story, and based on the cover of the comic, I would agree.
But you haven't read,
but he hasn't.
Have you? Yeah,
he hasn't shown up yet. But I will say that I could probably do 1,000 pages of fucking Bruce and Rorschach.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That's just such a good fucking team,
So tell me more about this Ozymandias and Dr. Manhattan.
I just love how they're just psychoanalyzing each other, but of course Rorschach's doing it out loud. He's like, grown man dresses as Bat, probably therapy needed. Not sure if it's what was it? Not sure if it's one off or repeat offender. More investigation to come. While Bruce is standing right there,
keeps trophies.
Yeah.
And then he ate Bruce's pancakes. I think that was the final straw, really.
He's like, yeah, I came in here, I eat breakfast, I found your secret cave or whatever. But anyway.
Yeah, take a look at this.
And Bruce is just like, who the fuck is in my house?
Alfred.
Yeah. Please come down here and shoot this guy.
And then, of course, next Friday, the homie Dylan will be here with me to discuss the penultimate episode of Peacemaker Season 2. I'm sure by that point, things will have happened to the show.
Had to get one last... I am very happy, though, that I will be back for the finale.
Yes.
Because I'm going to the beach the week after that.
Oh, shit.
So I was like, oh, man, this really just kind of timed out. Yeah, so I will be gone for a week, and then I'll be back for a week, and then I'll be gone for another week. So, and then when I come back from the beach, it'll probably be the finale of Gen V.
So, yeah, because that finale is October 22nd.
Yeah, I'll be back by then. So, I'm just going to be back for the finales of all the things.
Not a bad time to return.
Yeah, we don't have any big movies coming out, really, for the rest of this year.
We really don't.
I mean, the big blockbusters coming out, other than like the Taylor Swift concert or whatever. I mean, that's going to make a fuck ton of money.
Oh, for sure.
Would be Wicked 2. And,
is that this year?
Yeah. Wicked for Good is coming out in December. And, it's going to make $1 billion for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, homies, that is all we have for now. But of course, we will be back very soon. In this case, very, very soon. Just a couple days here with Peacemaker Season 2, Episode 6.
Yes.
But until next time, my name is Superhero Homie Q.
And I'm Superhero Homie Caleb.